Here you see me getting ready to add the Main Street sign, because I came in here and pretty much spruced up the main street, as you will see me doing later. And this is a pre-shot video that I'm coming back to narrate it, so it may sound a little off. It may not. My voice may sound like a little crazy due to the recording software in my editor, but hopefully this turns out fine. But as you can see, we have the Main Street sign that I got from, I forget which mod I got it from, but I have so many mods in the game. But it came with a scenery set, so I wanted a sign to say Main Street, and that was perfect for it, so it did the job. Now I'm coming over to extend the Main Street road here. And I'm getting ready to add some scenery, because as I mentioned, adding the scenery to your park, pretty much it doesn't serve a purpose other than to be there for a visual kind of look for your guests, but it adds to your park, so it makes it feel like an actual theme park, which is what this park is really going for. So I added in a nice little bar right there, and go ahead and add the drink shop next to it, so we can kind of create a little area as if it goes with the drink shop, and that's a part of the bar. So that's what I was going for there. And then we add another one in there, just to kind of fill up some space and add even more buildings that are not possible without mods. And as I told you, mods, if you're on a gaming PC and you can use mods, definitely go for it and use the mods, because you can add so much to your parks that you would not be able to do without the use of mods. And even if you are not using mods, you can still do some of this. Just use what's in the game and kind of, just have to use it over and over, kind of repeat, just make it look different. But you can get the same effect without using the mods. And now I'm going to go and build another drink shop, and after that I'm going to build a restroom for the area as well, because I like to put a restroom in all of the areas that I build, and I thought it was very fitting that I put one right here by the bars, since people were going to be drinking, and we all knows what comes after drinking, so it's good to put a restroom right in that area as well. Then we go a step further here, and I was gonna go with the hedge bushes until I saw that fence, and I went ahead and went with the fence because it looked better, and I haven't actually used that in the park anywhere yet, so I thought it was very fitting that I put it in this area, and that's what I did. And also, if you guys want me to list the mods in the description, just let me know down in the comments, and I'll try to get all the mods that I use listed within the description of the video, so you can download the mods that I have, and you can kind of go back and go along with this video and kind of build something similar. Or if you want to build the same thing, you can build the same thing that I'm building here. So I'm going to spruce this area up some more with our favorite little bush or tree bush. It's really a tree, but I keep calling it a bush because it looks like a huge bush, and you can never go wrong with that thing. So I pretty much use that same bush around the whole park, as you can see, or I will be using it even more later on down the road. And at some point I'm going to show you guys the video of I have a park called Prefab Park, and it's pretty much just a park where I build certain areas. And since I can't make actual prefabs in the game, excuse me. As I was saying, since I can't build actual prefabs in the game, I come to Prefab Park and I just build certain areas, and then I come back to the Prefab Park and look at what I build and try to mimic it and build it in other parks. So I'm gonna release and edit and release that video sometime this week, along with the episodes that you are seeing at the moment. So stay tuned for that. And as I said, I don't know how long this build is going to be, but it may be several episodes before we finish this part. I mean, because I like to use small details in my parks that other people may not think of, so it takes me a while to build. And here I'm going to place some more palm trees to kind of match the area, kind of match the other sections of the main street. So I used this palm tree, and I had a hard time finding the same one. I kept passing it, but I was thinking about another tree from the previous game, but it turned out to be this tree. We had to place some more of those down, because you can never go wrong with palm trees, rocks, and bushes, and bush trees. You can never go wrong with that if you place those, strategically place those in the right place. You can never go wrong there. So when you run out of ideas or something, you want to hide some things, either use some trees or use our favorite little bush that we like to use, and everything should be kosher. And I want to spruce this area by the fence. After, I'm going to add another attraction so it'll draw some guests at some point, because in each little area that you build, the people won't go there if there's nothing, no kind of attraction or anything. So each little area, you're going to need to build something that actually attracts the guests to go there, or else it'll just be abandoned. So I'm checking the coverage on our shops to see we don't need any shelters in this area at the moment. So I was checking, food and drink shops, the coverage, make sure it's a pretty good coverage, and it was. So right here, I'm going to build like a little seating area right by this fence to kind of break up some things and, add, a little bit of more scenery to this area, since it looked kind of bland right there. So I wanted to put something. I didn't know whether to put another statue, put some rocks, or whatever. And then, me, I build these parts off the top of my head, so I don't build from any kind of direction. I just kind of make it up as I go, pretty much. and see what I can build. So that's my approach to building in this game. You might be the kind of builder where you meticulously plan out every little detail of your park, but that's not the way that I build. I kind of just build off the top of my head and see what sticks. If I don't like it, think of something else. And I end up going with a little bit of path with a tree in the middle, and then place some tables on either side to make a little seating area in this particular area right by the exhibit, so people can come here and have a nice little sit down, or eat some lunch, read a book, or whatever they do before they look at the dinosaurs or whatever. So that's what we went with right here. And it doesn't matter what kind of path you use. I like to use just that basic path whenever I can. So, I thought it was pretty decent just to use it right there. And I was thinking about putting a palm tree right here, but in the end I ended up going with this one because I think it looks pretty neat, and I like to be different and to use different trees and stuff in the areas. Use different things that I haven't used around the park to make things look a little different, instead of just using the same old trees and stuff around the whole park. Kind of give it a little bit of variety around there, as you used to say. Variety is always a good thing, and it should be exercised very often in this game to keep things from looking the same. I think, that's just my thought process. So now I'm going to put a little stone on the ground. I like to put rock textures in certain areas around statues, around sitting areas, and that sort of thing. And I'm going to go ahead and place some rocks down as well to give us a little bit of decorations, because right there you can't put any bushes right there, so it's not enough space right there. So I went ahead and used the rocks. I think the rocks look pretty good in this area. Put them in certain places, and definitely hide some of that fence right there with some rocks, maybe. I thought that was a nice touch. I'll try to use rocks, bushes, whenever I can to kind of, fill in the gaps and make things look beautiful where they would otherwise look ugly or just, plain and simple, which we don't want in this park. We don't want it to be plain. We want it to beautify an ugly park. So to do so, we would have to use decorations. So that's what I went with this one. And by the end of this build, it's going to be many trees and many bushes and lots of rocks. So stay tuned for the bushes and the rocks to see how they take over this park. So I'll go with the bush here to hide some more nasty areas that we don't want. Me and the bushes. I like to play in the bushes. And that's pretty much that area right there. I add some more bushes along back here. You can see those from the path. and it kind of hide the back area, even though you're not going to see that area back there. Still a good place to put some bushes, I would think. So if you did go back there, you would see those nice little bushes. And I know I said bushes a lot of times, but you know, it is what it is. Here, a nice little exhibit there, and then I went and I wanted to spruce this area up some more. Initially, I was going to go with a statue, but then I thought about it. I didn't use any fountains yet, so went ahead and went with the fountain. I was going to use this one because I like this style. I think this came from the Dominion DLC, whatever. That one was too big, so I went ahead and used that one because I also like the look of this one, and I thought this one suited the area much better. Even though I think either one of them would have looked good, but I went with that one, and I think that came out looking out pretty nice. So there's an extension of the main street that will extend around pretty much the whole park, pretty much. That one street is, Main Street is going to go around, to each area. So it's going to be a lot we can do at Main Street. And I put one of these little decorative signs back here. And I got that from a mods also. You won't find that in your game. But if you want to know what mods that I got that from, just let me know down in the comments. And I would definitely put it down in the description. Just have to make believe it's actually a map of Isla Nublar, but we just make believe that it's a map of this park. And at some point I'm going to put some more exhibits around this area as well. And around the lake area or pond area, I'm going to put a lagoon maybe, somewhere around there. But I did want to spruce up the lagoon as you come in, so I didn't know what to use. Just a regular fence or the hedge bush. And I thought the hedge bush won out, so I went ahead and went with that option. And it doesn't matter if you put it right through the trees here. Doesn't matter because it kind of blends in with the scenery that I already have here. Yeah, just checking that out to see what it looks like. Looks okay. I proceed to go with and finish this off, which didn't go quite well because it was kind of crooked. And if you know me, I'm kind of OCD with this stuff, so I kind of like all of it, my fencing and everything to be straight. So you may see me starting over many times to rebuild fences and get them as straight as possible, because sometimes you're going to need to be straight, like in this example where I needed to curve it. It wasn't curving right, so I needed to once again restart it so I can get the curve a little bit better. Yeah, I just wanted to add something in this area because it's kind of bland, even though I got the statues there. Just wanted to add something to spruce that area up a little bit. And with the mod that we have for that, it makes it very easy to just line a hedge bush fence or whatever you want to call it. Just line it up and just go along the path. I thought that came out looking nice. And I may play some other, or I may play some more Evolution 1. Go back to that game and play that a little bit. Do some builds in that game as well, because I still play that from time to time as well. Modded, of course. So that's our Main Street sign here. We walk down Main Street, we see our decorations here. Looking very good, looking very snazzy. Got our hedge bushes on the left there. Hedge bushes. And we have one of our little bar areas on the right here. Come here and get some drinks. Maybe have a night out on Main Street. Be a good place to put some clubs or something too, or some of the more entertainment focused buildings around this area as well. Make it like a Main Street party district. There's that restroom, and I think that fence along the back side was a great choice. So kudos to me for thinking about it. Make the park look very, very good. And there's our little seating area, and it's beginning to rain. And let me just go inside and hide for a minute.